In this video, we're going to be looking at the results of a recent test that I ran on one of our clients' websites. What I wanted to find out is if whether or not the structured data that we added to this website improved not just traditional search metrics like clicks, but also if it had an impact on the visibility within certain search features, as well as AI search traffic. Now, the data had some pretty interesting conclusions, and while I can't say that it's definitive, if you do what we did, you're going to see the same results, it definitely opens up more opportunities and more questions for additional tests that we can run to see really what are the different levers that we can take as site owners and business owners to improve our visibility in the world of not just Google search, but expanded search features and AI chat search engines. All right, so I want to get into the data, but before we do, just want to give a little bit of an overlay of what we were trying to accomplish. So we wanted to increase the semantic enrichment of a page, meaning we wanted to add linked open data to certain pages to make a better connection between what we're talking about and what Google already kind of understands about those specific entities within their knowledge graph, which is found really at a link source within Wikidata. So we leverage structured data, we leverage specifically article markup, and we added mentions of the specific topics that we were talking about. And then we added in specific links to those Wikidata articles to create a semantic relationship between our page and Google's knowledge base. So I had to start with a hypothesis, right? I had a null hypothesis that nothing would change. And then I had to create my hypothesis. What did I think would actually change? And the goal was to prove the null wrong. So my hypothesis was that adding in these links into the article markup would enhance the understanding of that page. And as a result, it would lead to increased clicks, rich features, AIO traffic, and ChatGPT traffic. So the mentions were integrated into the article markup that was already on these pages. And then we found the Wikidata links that represented these entities, and we added those into the mentions to create the semantic connection between the website we were working on and the link to open web. So let's first look at the impact on click-through rates. Now, if we look at the data, we can just see that the data after was obviously much higher than the data before. But we can't just assume that what we did made a change. So we had to know that nothing else was being done on these sites, and then we needed to run some statistical tests to see if there was a statistically significant increase in the clicks after implementing this. So what we did is we did a t-test. We did a paired t-test, and we looked at one tail because we only wanted to look at the top tail. We didn't really want to look at the bottom tail. And we wanted to make sure that that new average had moved outside of the old average's statistical probability. I hope that makes sense. I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. Now we need to look at the p-value because that's going to tell you if we've got evidence enough to say that what we did was statistically relevant in this case. So I wanted to know that if the change that we made was because of what we did. And I wanted to know at least with 95% certainty, and that means we need to have a p-value of less than 0.05. In this case, you can see that there is strong evidence that the changes we made to these pages correlated with a large increase of clicks, and it looks, as much as we can say, directly attributable to the intervention that we made. But I didn't want to just stop at click-through rates. That's a nice metric, but I wanted to see other impacts as well. The next thing I wanted to look at was rich feature performance. And if you look at the graph, you can see a large jump in the AI overviews. They were ranking for 18 previous to this, and now they have 30 after this was changed. And those pages are the ones that are ranking for a lot more AI overviews. So we did see a significant increase in the website's visibility within this specific rich feature. We also saw an increase in featured snippets. Some of the other areas we saw a decrease in video, but there wasn't really much video on these pages, and image packs and discussion forums. So I just incorporated all the data, but the ones that we were really targeting, we did see an uplift in, specifically AIO. Now, in this case, because we're looking at multiple different sets of data and not just, two paired data. We've used a chi-squared test. Based on the chi-squared test, it did reveal that we had a significant correlation based on that. And it was under that 0.05 when we looked at the p-value, which again made it statistically significant. So once again, we were able to prove the null hypothesis wrong. Interventions seem to have some sort of change in the rich feature performance. All right, so then we wanted to look at AI traffic as a whole. So this is looking at AI traffic from all the different AI sources, Gen AI, Perplexity, ChatGPT, Copilot, all of that. And we wanted to see what was the impact on AI traffic. Now, AI demonstrated a statistically significant increase as well, primarily coming from Google, though, in this case, I will say. We saw it a lot heavier from Google. Once again, because we had two data sets, we could run a t-test. This time the p-value was a little bit closer to that 5, but it was still well under 0.05. So there is, again, strong evidence that the intervention we made had a positive impact on AI traffic. Now, I want you to notice that I pulled out Google and Gemini specifically because next we wanted to look at the impact on ChatGPT. You can see in the graph at the end this rise in ChatGPT. We did see a slight increase in traffic. It starts to happen at the tail end of the data points. But when we ran the tests, we ran the t-test, we did not find statistical significance to say that the intervention that we made impacted chat search. So what are some of the explanations? It could be attributed to the fact that the crawlers were unable to render the JSON effectively. With this specific site, the way we have to do structured data on it, we do have to leverage some JavaScript, and these chatbots do not typically have the ability to crawl JavaScript the way that Google search can, right? They're not as sophisticated in that way because that's not what they were designed to do. But if we would have it hard-coded on the page, that's my next hypothesis, that it would actually have an impact. So the next phase of testing is actually going to see if we add this JSON directly into the hard code of the page, will that have an impact on ChatGPT traffic? Is chat able then to extract that linked open data when it is found on a specific HTML page in and of itself? It also may be due to the fact that these aren't crawling in real time like Google search is, right? Where they're making crawls on some of these sites day after day after day. I'm not really sure about the crawl activity on OpenAI yet, and I've got to research that a little bit more. But we can say that it was not statistically significant enough that this had an impact on chat search. So 3 out of the 4 proved positive, and 1 we were unable to disprove the null hypothesis. So what are some of the key takeaways for us? Well, the first one is that semantic enrichment through structured data and these linked open data links, it can help the search engines better understand the content of the web. Now, we've known that for years, but this was just another test just to kind of verify that within Google today. Now, I also wanted to look at the impact on visibility because we know that we're living in a world where there's less and less clicks, right? We're moving towards that quote unquote zero-click search realm. But we did see in this experiment, at least, a positive impact on clicks, rich feature performance, as well as AIO traffic. And lastly, this did help us kind of understand what might work and what might not work within a chat search environment. So we have some ideas for future tests, future optimization to see what those types of interventions that we can make that might make an impact on chat search, maybe some Perplexity, some of these other search engines available to us. So what are some actionable insights for someone like you? Well, first, I would say you need to be using structured data. You need to be using Wikidata. You need to understand semantic relationships. You need to understand the linked open web. We talked about tools on this site before, like WordLift, which allows you to automate that. So if you have the ability to use a tool like that, highly recommend it. If not, you can do some hard coding yourself, which is a little bit more difficult. But it's important, right? Having these semantic relationships online are extremely important. The other thing is monitor your performance. Don't just look at average rank or just the clicks through your site. Look at everything, right? Understand the impressions and how those are changing. Understand clicks. Understand where you're at within the rich features. Those things matter a whole lot in today's search, and use those to gauge the impact of what you're doing. So lastly, we need to continue to look for ways to optimize for ChatGPT. Run tests. See what works. Try things out. That's the only way that you're going to learn. We can't just take advice from everything that we hear and assume that it's 100% correct. You could run this same test and get different results than me. And honestly, if you do run this same test and you get different results, I'd love to know that, because that's more information I could put in my feedback loop and more ways that we can learn together. So if you're running a test like this, comment below. Let me know how it's working for you. But I could definitely say, implement structured data, monitor your performance, and keep running tests on all the different search platforms, Google, Bing, ChatGPT, Perplexity, any of those areas that you can help increase your visibility to attract the right customers and build those connections. So there you have it. There's the data. There's the test that we ran. Now, like I said in the beginning, we can't say that this is 100% conclusive, that if you go do what we did, you're going to see the same results. There's lots of different tests that we're going to run as a result of this to validate what we did. I want to see that if it works maybe across industries, different types of sites, different types of markup, and the impacts that they have. But really, this is just the beginning. And I really want to encourage everybody out there to run these types of tests as well. Don't just stick with the status quo. Run tests, track your data, see what's working, see what's not working. And then share that with others so that we can all learn and do what we're doing better and really serve the people that we want to serve. You know, I always say this to my team. On the other end of that screen is a human being. It's not just a click. It's not just a data point, but it's a person that we're trying to engage with. And so we want to leverage these types of tools that we have at our fingertips in order to create a better relational connection. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you found it helpful, please hit the thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, happy marketing.